even we have been discussed about quickly the bug life cycle. So bug life cycle also we have been discussed about it. So these are the pointers which we have been discussed yesterday, and today also we'll be continuing with the next part of this one. So we wanted to talk about the UI layer, and we wanted to talk about DB layer, and we wanted to talk about performance layer, and we wanted to talk about security layer. So these are the things which we wanted to discuss for today. So this is a quick recap. So what we have been discussed yesterday and what we are going to discuss today. Okay. So any questions before starting the session? So we covered functional, regression, retesting, bug lifecycle, and I asked you to know about one more thing: the differences between what is a bug, defect, error, issue, failure. I'll ask you this question in medium of our session. But before going to this one, so what else? Is there any other questions or anything you guys have it? Any questions? Okay. So if you don't have the questions, then I'll ask the question. Okay. So Suresh Kumar 2. Suresh 2 Kumar or Suresh Kumar. So can you tell me what you meant by a regression testing?
Hi, sir. I'm Jyoti. I'm connected with my husband phone. That's why it's showing Suresh Kumar.
Go ahead, Jyoti.
So regression testing means uh, when we add a new functionality, um, functionality, then because of that, if there is any defects in the previous or existing module, uh, we test. That is called regression testing, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Priya D, so you wanted to give the any more additions for this?
So when we have a bug, then the bug
Ah,
fix.
fine, Jyoti. Fine. So I just wanted to check with others also. So to continue on it. So Supriya, you wanted to go ahead? You there, Supriya? Okay. So Sumita, you wanted to go ahead?
Uh, Regression testing, Krish.
Yes.
Uh, Regression testing is can we take over regression testing in a two scenario. The scenario one, which if we that if the new functionality has been developed and if the new functionality has an impact on previous functionality, the testing which done to verify whether the new functionality has impact on previous functionality, we go for a regression testing. The scenario two, in which um, testing the while retesting, we need to check the impacted areas if the bug which has been found and it has been fixed by the developer. While retesting, we need to check whether the very fixed code has any affected on other areas. On that case, we go for the regression testing.
Okay, cool. Good. Sabita, so can you tell me what you meant by functional testing with an example? Sabita, you there? Okay. You wanted to go ahead, Sabita?
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
So, uh, Babita, you wanted to go ahead? M. Babita?
Sir, if we want to change the code, we need to do regression testing.
Cool. Divya? AA Divya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool. Can you tell me what you meant by functional testing with an example? I think we discussed yesterday, right? Same, any either ways you can explain in that.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Checking the functionality is nothing but a functional testing, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to regression testing,
No, no,
testing
no.
and check.
You can give me the example of functional testing with an examples.
For example, actually you said as a example yesterday. It is an
Mm-hmm.
OTT. I mean, which is like a trial version.
Mm-hmm.
Checking those functionalities like profiles and genres of videos.
Mm-hmm.
Those are come under functional testing.
Okay. Cool. So, guys, I'll be asking means every day the questions. So, moving further, so actually we have been turned off our videos in the YouTube channel, or else what we do is we will ask you to first go through the videos and come back, and then we talk about it. But still, even after giving the sessions, we are asking now every day. So, first 15 minutes, we will be checking out what your understanding of the previous class. So, what we discussed in the previous class, so that you need to able to explain me what are the different topics we discussed, and what is the definitions with the practical examples. As I told you, so never by heart the things, so you need to understand the concepts. So yesterday, I just quickly ramp up this thing, so what we have been discussed. So functional testing we have been discussed yesterday, right? So the functional testing is nothing but checking the functionality of any particular UI object or web element in the UI. So yesterday we have been discussed what is web elements. So example, now you go for Amazon. Here you went here. So here we have been seeing all these things are UI objects, the web elements we have been discussed, right? Check buttons, radio buttons, or check boxes, text boxes, or any particular links which you are seeing it here. So these all things are called as the web elements. Checking the functionality of this web elements is called functional testing. That's it, right? Very simple. See, now if I click this your account, it should go to your account. So now whether it was going to your accounts or not. So when if I click on your addresses, it should go to your addresses. So then if I entered the username and password, it should log in. So checking the functionality of the sign in or sign in object, or checking the functionality of login, then this is called functional testing. The checking the functionality of any particular requirement, checking the functionality of any particular web element, this is called functional testing. And we do have the next category of testing is regression testing. So we told this one very clearly. Regression testing can be performed in two scenarios. I told you right yesterday. Now, the version 1 consists of inbox. Means actually, for an example, I take an AHA example yesterday. So today I'll take the same old example, Gmail. In the Gmail, the first I have been developed with an inbox functionality. This is version 1. Now version 2, I have been developed with the outbox. Now, when I wanted to test this particular version 2, first I will check out this particular outbox. Means outbox functionality is there, right? So we will check the outbox functionality is working fine or not. And even with this one, we will try to check the inbox also, whether this inbox is working fine or not. Why? Because if there is any particular impacts because of this one, if there is any particular issues in this particular inbox, we would be getting identified on this one. So regression testing in the first scenario, if we add a new functionality, we will test the new functionality, plus we will test the existing functionality also, because if there is any particular impacts, then this is called regression testing. And in the scenario number 2, for an example, now if we identified a particular bug, and then that particular bug is fixed, and then it go for the retesting phase, now we will retest that particular bug. The name itself, it was saying that retesting means once again I'm going to test, because there is a bug is nothing but there is a deviation from my expectation. See, I expected to reach destination. For an example, I wanted to travel from Chennai to Mumbai. So when I was traveling, there is a delay in my flight, means that is the deviation. So that is the bug. See, I need to reach my office by 9 o'clock, but I reached by 10 o'clock, means there is a deviation from for 1 hour. So because of the bug, I have been, because of any relay, because of the traffic, because of the tire puncture or flat, so because of any reason, so I'm not able to reach to the destination. So because of that, so I have a deviated, so which is called a bug. Now, because of that particular bug, the bug is fixed. Once it's fixed, it would go for the retesting. So once I have been retested this one, once I have been retested and because of this bug, is there any impact on the existing? So even all that also I'll be checking that one. Existing functionality also I'll be checking that one. This is called regression testing scenario number 2. So either if it is a new functionality or if you encountered with a bug, then we will check them. And apart from that one, we also check the existing things because of no impact. Yesterday I given you an example of crocin tablet. So it reduces the fever, but because of that, impacts will be having more. So we have to be cautious on that. So that's the reason we will check the existing functionalities. Okay. So today I'll introduce some more new topics over here. So because within this pyramid, so we will be using a lot of things. So those categories of testing, I'll just try to introduce now as in a flow. Okay. Now let me talk about smoke testing. Okay. What do you meant by smoke test? You'll understand why I'm talking about this smoke testing or NFR. So these are all things you'll be understanding very soon as we discussed along with this particular session. Okay. The first step number 1 is the smoke test. What you meant by smoke test? Example, you're going for a war. Okay. So now when we're going for a war, so just imagine that what are the things we will be trying to do. So we will be wearing the complete shield, and we will be taking with a sword, and then we will be having with the horses, and then we will make sure all the helmet and everything we have been weared with all the iron armory. So we will be wearing all these things, and then we'll be going back to it. At the same point of time, you're doing the war. No. You're getting prepared for the war, right? So you're getting prepared because if anything happens, you have to be, you need to withstand. So you keep all small knives, big knives, and then even if you have any bombs, you'll keep the bombs, and you'll keep all your armor ready. What you're trying to do, you're getting ready for your war, right? The same way, before testing any particular application, you will check that application is ready for testing or not. I didn't understand, Chris. Come back. Very simple. I wanted to test MMT. Make metric. Randomly saying whatever the application you wanted. You wanted to test MMT. When you wanted to test the MMT, you just check that whether this particular application is ready for testing or not. How I can test this application is ready for testing or not? See, now I wanted to do the functional testing. I wanted to do the regression testing and all these other different type of testings. I wanted to do it. Now, when I wanted to do these different type of testings, first what you wanted to do, boss, when I open an application, the application should open, right? Then only I can test all these things. Make some logic, right? So smoke test cases or the smoke testing is nothing but you'll make sure that the application is stable and ready for testing. This is readiness checking. For an example, now you're going for a vacation. Okay, so you're going for a vacation, then immediately, hey, did you keep means for an example, now you are going for a winter means any particular cold places. So you're going for some Switzerland, or you are going for some Kulu Manali, or some places you're going. Hey, did you keep your all sweaters and thermal wears, and then you have been taken the gloves, and you have taken your boots, and you have been taken your monkey caps. So all these things you kept it. And did you keep your moisturizer? So did you keep all the equipments, so the kettle for the hot water? So now what you're doing it, you're not, you went there, you are not in the Kulu Manali. But before going there, you're checking all these things whether it is ready for you or not. Because when you go there, so you will make sure that it should be useful for you. The same way, when you wanted to test a particular application here, so the application should open for you. And applications, for an example, now I wanted to log in. So if I go for the login, then only I can check it. So now if I wanted to check a particular product, so now for an example, now I use the boxing gloves, right? So now for this particular boxing gloves, so I wanted to check, validate the color and all these things. Now, if I come to this particular page, and this page should open for me so that I can validate the remaining things, right? Without going to here, how I can validate? See, now without coming here, how I can validate it? See, here you can give me the list of suggestions with the same price comparisons and all the things. And here it will be giving me the color, size, and all these things it will be giving to me, right? So within what date it will be delivered to me. So these all informations I need to know it, right? So how come I know that? Or how I'll know that? Until unless I come to these pages. So that the smoke test cases is not only the website is opening, smoke test cases are when I wanted to navigate to certain pages, all the high level workflows would be called as a smoke test cases. You are saying that smoke test cases. What is testing and what is test cases? I wanted to do the functional testing, right? How I do the functional testing? Example, I'll take the login page. I should enter the username, password. So now what you have written, you prepared the Excel sheets, right? In the Excel sheets, you have mentioned that, hey, enter username, enter password, click the login button. Now what is this? Checking the functionality. I enter username, password, login button. I click this one. It will go to me the home page. So now when I wanted to, means this is what the functionality of this. If I didn't go to the function, means the home page, then it's a bug. It's a deviation, right? Now what you have done, you have written in an Excel sheet saying that, hey, open the browser and enter the username, enter the password. So these are called functional test cases. When you document these particular steps, and when I come to the test cases, I'll explain about what is a test case and then I'll talk about it. But as of now, I don't want to deviate. So when you document your steps in a certain hierarchy and certain fashion, so those things are called as test cases. Test case is nothing but it defines a specified activity. I said that, hey boss, go to ATM and draw me 5,000 rupees. I just told to my son, hey, go back and bring me some 5,000. What do you do? He goes to ATM, he inserts the card, and he enters the pin, and he enters the amount, and he takes the money, and then he take back the card, he take the transaction slip, and he comes back. Now this is a particular transaction which he have been done, a specific task he has been performed, right? So now that particular specific set of tasks performed, then this is called as a test case. And test cases would be documented, so which you have been documented. Now here what I wanted to test it, I'm just trying to test the functionality of the application. So if you write that particular functionality of that particular application as a document, then that is called test case, and it is a functional test case, right? So then the functionality, right, then that is called as a functional test case. And you're checking whether the browser is opened, login is happening or not, then that is called smoke test case. And if you are checking the existing test cases, apart from the new test cases, all the existing test cases are called as
Regression test case.
regression test cases. That's it. Very simple, right? See, once upon a means now, for an example, new movie comes into the AHA channel. We have a new movie. This we will be showing it as new. Now this new movie will go into the movie list according to the genres. But this is a movie only, right? So when we got a new functionality, at that time we will be checking the functionality. And all the functional test cases will go back to the regression. As part, I told you, right? Regression testing and all categories of testing are part of functional testing. Okay, so don't get too much confused. So as of now, you need to understand that smoke test cases are nothing but, so if you wanted to test the readiness of the application and in that particular flow, then those things are called as smoke cases. Very simple. Don't take too much complicated. Whether the application opened or not. If I wanted to test this particular product, so when can I come to this particular page and this page is opening or not? So this high level workflows are called as smoke testing. Smoke testing is nothing but checking the readiness of this particular application, whether it is ready for testing or not. So that's the smoke testing. And even here, the smoke testing would play a vital role. And all these things, you remember, the functional testing is a major entity. Under the functional testing, we will be having this smoke and all other categories of testing. Now, what is a competitor for functional testing?
Sanity testing.
No, I'll come back. Sanity.
Customer requirement for they're working properly or not. Actual
That is, you're talking from the functionality.
functionality.
I'm
Yes.
testing means I'm talking about what is a competitor for functional testing. Functional testing, non-functional testing.
Okay.
See, now functionality means I'm checking the functionality of the application. Understood. Boss, what is the functionality of an application? So I'll just search for the boxing gloves. I got the boxing gloves. I search for the shoes. I get the shoes. Now I search for the mobiles. I'll go to the mobiles. This is a functionality, right, boss? Boss, I search for mobiles. I'm getting mobiles. Very simple. I search for the shoes. I get the shoes. If you search for a shoe, if you're getting mobiles, then that is a bug, because that's a deviation. Boss, I search for mobiles. How can you show me shoes? That is not expected, right? Then that is not required for me. See, always you should remember that very clearly. If there is any particular deviation, so then that is called as a bug. Now, this is functional testing. Means I just clicked on this icon, it take me to the home page, and if I click on this particular link, it will be taking me to the respective things. These are all functional testings. Then what do you meant by non-functional testing, boss? You tell me. Non-functional testing was majorly classified into 4 activities. Always remember that non-functional testing will go into 4 things. One is, the topmost thing is security. Next one is performance. Next one is compatibility. Next one is look and feel. I didn't understand. Can we go through each and every one? We will discuss about each and every pointer. Don't worry. For this session, so we will cover the complete non-functional testing at a high level, not into the details of this one. Okay, cool. Coming back here. Now, what do you meant by non-functional testing? Example, now you're seeing this particular logo, Amazon Prime, like this. Can you imagine this particular logo in bigger size, like this size? It may not look, means it may look odd. And here, for an example, now great deals, spelling mistake, and there is no carousel, so there is no proper, you know, these are properly aligned. Can you imagine this icon like this, and this icon like this, this icon like this, this icon like this? If you have different icons like this, will it be okay to see it? So non-functional testing, checking the look and feel of an application. How you feel when see the application. Hey, it looks good, it looks pleasant to see it, right? For an example, now you go for the Flipkart. Okay, so now when you go to the Flipkart, so you can see all, you see, I'm just giving some random examples. You see everything is properly aligned. So these are the top offers, because when someone entered into this one, so the first glance they should go to here, and then what are the best deals they have it, so they will be aligning it properly. Imagine that there are some spelling mistakes, there are some the color combination. Can you imagine that this everything blue color you're seeing, can you see that this is in a dead red? How it look like? Is it pleasant to your eyes? Imagine that this is in a red color.
No, it won't be pleasant.
You will not be present, and you'll not stay in the website for some means longer time. You feel that, hey, this is not really looking good for me. So always the UI UX designers, means the front end designers, will think about the end user. Hey, what would be the attractive color, pleasant colors which we wanted to use it? How we can make the people to stay for a very longer time in our website? So whether these things are properly aligned, whether they are in the straight lines or not, whether they have been really having any typos, spelling mistakes. So So they will check all these things in this particular website. Checking the look and feel of any object, any GUI object, then that is the part of non-functional testing. How the buttons are there, whether they are properly aligned, spelling mistake, alignment, left alignment, right alignment, justification, central alignment, center to the tab, everything they will check it. So this is called non-functional testing in terms of look and feel. Secondly, compatibility testing. Now, throughout world, we were from the different parts of the world. We will be connecting to this system from the different places, right? Example now, we do have using the Chrome browser. What is the latest version of the Chrome browser? It's 103. Okay, so 103 is a latest version. 104 is a statement, the new version which is we are going to come, and the development version is 105. Okay, so always you should remember that what are the browsers and the tips. The browser versions should be on your tips, because the bugs will come based on the new versions. So now you wanted to test this one. So now for an example, I'm opening Flipkart, and this is Firefox browser. I can open Flipkart either in Chrome, either in Firefox, either in Edge, or either in Safari or Opera. So these are the top browsers, right? I can open any of this particular website in different browsers. Now, even in the Firefox, I installed 102. So because this is the latest one, I can go for 101, 100, 99. You should be able to support that. If you say that, boss, I'll only support in the latest, means only 102, then what happened to 101 users? What happened to 100 users? And this is Mac OS 10. I'm using Mac 10, sorry, not Windows 10. Windows operating system 10, I am using it. Now, if it's only support to the 10, what happened to the 11? What will it happen to 8, 8.1? If you are not supporting for the older version, can you restrict the people? Because this is complete throughout world, boss. So throughout India, example, I'm taking Flipkart. Throughout India, I wanted to use a Flipkart. How can you restrict a person that you need to use only Windows 10? Or only you can use 8.1? Or only you use Mac only 13, 14, Captain Sira or Yogita. So you Yoshita. So you need to use this particular operating system. You shouldn't use any other operating system. Can you control your people? In house itself, we can't control. Do you imagine that throughout India, how can we control? Imagine that if the application, the Flipkart or Swiggy, it can open only in Android. So we have all our Android and iOS phones, right? If it support only for Android, will the application will be popularized? Will we get more users? Okay, if it supports only on Android 10, it not support on the Android 11, 12, will it be okay?
No, sir.
Not at all. Not at all.
No, sir.
So when you develop a particular application, so that application should work in all the areas, in all the operating systems, across the operating systems, across the operating system versions, across the operating the browsers and browser versions. You will be checking that particular, whether this particular application is compatible. So we will be saying it, right? Hey, my partner is compatible with me. Non-compatible with me, means whether they are aligned properly or not. So now if you see here, now when you come here, we will be checking that particular application. Example, you take now for Swiggy. So now whether this particular Swiggy is compatible in Android and iOS, and in Android versions in Oreo, Nougat, Oreo 9, 10, 11, 12. And then so when it is in iOS, so when it is supported for 12, 13, so 14. So whether it is going to support this one, and when you wanted to open in the browsers, Chrome, Firefox, so Safari, Opera, so with the versions, so all these versions are supported or not. So these all things we will be validating, and across the operating systems also, Windows, and then combinations of this one. Hey, in Windows 10, okay, Windows 10, I wanted to test it with 103. Now I need to test it, means the Chrome 103, I have been tested it, Windows 10. Now do you tell me I need to test that Windows 10 102 also, right? 101 also, right? 100. Latest -3. Always you need to test. This is a thumb rule of industry. Latest -3. So now latest is 103 and -3 is this. So in Windows 10 itself, I need to test in 4 browsers. Now Windows 11. Once again, I need to test all these things, right? Same. And Windows 8.1. I need to test all this Chrome 4 versions. Now Windows 10 is the Windows 10 is the current one. The latest one is Windows 11. The previous one is 8.1. So these hard upgrades are there, right? So here the operating system -1, +1. +1 is Windows 11. This is called forward compatibility. Means the current version and the latest one which is going to come. So that is called forward compatibility because we are going forward. Now 8.1, this is backward, right? So then this is called backward compatibility. How much simple is this? Just see, testing is a common sense. But when I'm testing to the forward, even I need to check for the backward, because there you might be having the issues. Now I need to check all the Chrome versions. Now you imagine that 5 browsers we have. Okay, Edge is also there, important browser. So for 5 browsers, 5 into 4, because at least latest -3 we told, right? 4 means how many things we'll have? 5 into 4, 20 combinations will be getting it. 20 combinations in Windows 10, 20 combinations in Windows 11, 20 combinations in 8.1. Now what happened to the Mac? Mac also will have 3. Forward +1 -1. Backward compatibility, forward compatibility 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 into this 20 combinations we need to check. So 120 combinations you need to check. What I need to check? 120 combinations. Example, Amazon is an application. Amazon is an application. For Amazon, I'll be having 1,000 test cases, because this is a very huge application, right? You can have more than 1,000, but I'm just randomly saying it. 1,000 test cases. Test case is nothing but specific task I wanted to perform. I wanted to do a login and then come to the home page and search for a particular product. I wanted to search for a particular product. So bat I have been selected, and then I just selected this particular bat and I added to the cart and then proceeded to the buy, and then I'll pay for the payment. Now this is one particular workflow and this is one test case, right? Specific task. I just wanted to add that particular bat and then buy. Like this, I have 1,000 test cases. Test cases is documented. I wanted to execute this 1,000 test cases. Now these 1,000 test cases will make sure my quality is good. Now 1,000 test cases, I need to test it in this 120 combinations. Can you imagine? For executing 1,000 test cases per day, usually if an very excellent, if you don't waste your time, if you started to execute, you might be executing 40 to 50 test cases maximum time, because per day we can have 8 hours, right? So probably you'll be having 8 hours, and in the 8 hours, so probably 8 into 60, because 9 hours a day. So 1 hour if you go for the lunch or the breaks and the things, 8 hours will be having it. 8 hours means approximately we have 480 minutes. So 480 minutes, approximately if you keep 10 minutes or maximum 5 to 10 minutes on an average, we can cover 40 to 50 test cases. Boss, this is a simple mental math, so don't too much complicate. Just I wanted to let you know how much, what would be the things which we need to think as part of compatibility testing and how the automation will help you. So that is what I wanted to derive this. Okay, so per day you can execute 40 to 50 test cases. Means when you can complete the 1,000 test cases. So approximately I need to, means if 2 days I can complete 100, means 1,000 means I need to take 20 days to complete this one cycle. I wanted to take 20 days. If I wanted to do for 120 cycles, how many days I will take? 120 into 20. So now what it will happen? I'll bring multiple people. Means okay. So one resource can complete in 20 days means 2 resources can complete in 10 days. 4 resources can complete in 5 days. So this is how we brought it. Even for one cycle, 4 resources, 5 days it is taking. If I need to complete for 120 cycles, how many resources I need to spend? Because the same 1000 test cases, I need to test in different browsers, right? Different combinations, right? Then only I'll get the bug. And I need to test it. So because I don't have option, because we can't restrict that, hey boss, you need to test only in 10, we need to test it only in 11. You know, previously there is in the previous web applications, when you go in the previous good olden days, they'll say that, hey, this application can be supported only on Windows 8, or this can be supported only on the Firefox browser, or this can be supported. Previously it used to there, but nowadays we can't restrict the customers. Any application, it need to go through the browser compatibility, operating system compatibility. So here is what we got the solution, the automation. When you make the automated process, so that will go automatically and execute it, and then it gives the good example we have been discussed, right? So previously we used to wash our clothes with our hands. Then we got washing machines, so that whatever we do with our hands, so the washing machine will complete it and then it will give to us. Everything is automated now. Even the manual efforts is automated, and then automation comes into the picture. So within 10 to 15 hours it completes the 120 cycles of 1000 test cases. How? That is what the beauty of automation. When we go for the automation, we'll talk about that. So holistically, you need to understand what do you meant by compatibility testing, and what is a solution for the compatibility testing. So compatibility testing is nothing but checking that particular applications in a cross browser versions, operations OS, and then different OS, and then different OS versions. Okay, so if you tested this one across, because we need to check that particular compatibility, whether this particular application is compatible with this particular OS or compatible with this particular browser and browser versions, we will be discussing it. So that is called the compatibility testing. And compatibility testing will have forward compatibility, backward compatibility. And to achieve this complete compatibility testing, the solution for this one is the test automation, because it involves a huge amount of humongous amount of efforts. So to reduce that particular things, we'll go ahead with the automation. So as part of NFR, non-functional, R means requirements, functional requirements and non-functional requirements, or NFT, non-functional testing and functional testing. So these are the competitors. Now, next one is performance testing. What do you mean by performance testing? See, performance is measured anywhere, right? For an example, I'm weighing 1 or 2. So now I wanted to reduce my weight. What I'll try to do, first I'll weigh myself. Hey, I'm 1 or 2, right? Now how I can reduce back? So what is my target? My target is to go for 90. I need to reduce 12 kilos. Now what I'll try to do, I'll start dieting, or I'll start do my exercise and keep out my workouts and everything. And then I'll see that, hey, whether I'm trying to reduce my weight or not. I keep on monitoring my metrics. So these are your metrics, and the performance of this one may increase. It shouldn't go for 104, 105, or means the expectation is to reduce. So always we will measure our performance. An example, in our good old days, so we will not change, our Indian system will not change marks. If you are getting high marks, you are intelligent and you are good. If you're not getting marks, then you're not. So the gauging system for a student is marks. So that is what we will say that, hey, his performance is good, his performance is bad, based upon that particular data pointers. Example, now so now we understand that some metrics would be there to measure any particular performance. Okay, first pointer you need to understand here, we should have some metrics to measure the performance. But what do you mean by performance in terms of software? See, in terms of
speed.
Okay, So in terms of software applications, the basic thing is speed. Next one,
Stability.
scalability. And next one, stability. What is speed, scalability, stability? These three factors, triple S, will defines the performance. Speed, I'll talk about this one. We, the humans, have tendency that if something is not working within the span of 13 seconds, we have the tendency to break the mobile phones. 18% of the people, I'm not giving the statistical on, so these are the original statistics which I'm giving it. 18% of the people in humans, if something is not working in the mobile phone, they have the tendency to break their mobile phones. You know, Amazon big sale, they'll be having a great Indian sale, Amazon or Flipkart sales, you'll be getting it, right? In that particular sales, because of 4 seconds delay for Amazon, it lost 100 millions of sales. 100 million rupees. Okay, here in India it will talk rupees, right? In 100 million of rupees lost for Amazon because of 4 seconds delay. What it will happen, you know, right? So wantedly Amazon starts the sale, Flipkart will start the sale, Tata Click will start the sale. If you are not able to access this particular application at a given point of time, the user will switch to Flipkart. So you think that, okay, now you practically think you're trying to book a cab. You will use Uber, you will use Ola. If something is delaying in Uber, immediately we will go for Ola and then we'll try to book it. If Ola is there, if Ola is taking time, then you'll go for Uber and then you'll try to book it, because we don't have time. We are so too much busy, right? So we will not, okay, I shouldn't go for out of context. Okay, so here we wanted that to be worked as quickly as possible. The speed defines the quality of an application. One of the most important parameter for any particular software application is speed. See, now you imagine that, for an example, now I just go to here. Now you see, I just click, you see here, the dot is moving here and there. Okay, I'll close it once again and I'll open this one. Means that page is still loading. As soon as I click on this one, the page is loading. You see? I'll delete the cookies and then I'll do it so that it takes some time for us to see it. Okay, so because I already opened multiple times, right? So it stores that one in the browser history. Now, once again, I'll open this particular Flipkart. I open in a new browser. This is a private browser, you know, right? Cognitive mode. So in this one, I just wanted to show you just a small example. So I'll show you. See here, the dot is loading. Now it loaded. So you seen it, right? The dot is dangling here and there. So what it was trying to do is, as soon as I requested with this one, it went to the server and get that particular response back to me. So previously, it takes a lot of time for a few websites, because now as we required this one immediately, and you know, right? So if I clicked on this electronic, you see how many pictures and what is the quality HD pictures they are loading it. All these images and pictures, we are getting it from the server and then we are bringing it back. How much fast the algorithm they have to return. See, as soon as I'm scrolling down, all the images are loading in the bottom without getting any delay. You see, it is bringing back from the server and then it was trying to load me all these pictures at one shot. So the performance of the application is much more important. The speed, if you don't have that speed, we can't, it is not reliable. Secondly, stability. Example, now big in the sales, Amazon sales was happening. All those people will give the bigger chunk for the, for example, a pen drive 64 GB, you'll get it for 100 rupees. There would be some, so that's the Indian, we all, if someone it is giving it for half the price or 30%, we will not leave that. So we will immediately log in. I'll be waiting for that. Hey, when this guy will be giving it for us. So now at one point of time, so as soon as the sale started, see now for an example, now this is the good example here. So the sale started here at 12 p.m. and then it is 11,000. We all will be waiting at 12 o'clock, afternoon 12 o'clock. And exactly at 12 o'clock, all people will be logged into this. And then we wanted to buy this. You imagine that some lakhs and lakhs of people will be doing this one, right? When lakhs and lakhs of people jumped on something, how the application could sustain? Then the application would be stable. Application gets crashed because of huge amount of people jumping at the same point of time, right?
Yeah, it may hang,
crash, whatever it might be happen. Example, the best example for this one, if you wanted to talk about the performance testing, the best example for us is Tatkal tickets. Every day morning 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, if you wanted to book the Tatkal ticket, so previously the server used to crash. Every day it used to crash because means there are some lakhs and lakhs of people traveling in the railways. So everyone will jump into that. Always the application is not stable. Always the application would be crashed. So getting the stability of the application. Hey, what is my capacity? You need to understand. See, I can eat 10 pani puri or I can eat 15 pani puri. And what is the maximum I can eat? 25 pani puri I can eat. That's it. Then after that one I can't. So that is my capacity. You should know what is the capacity of the application, with how many users it will perform. See, first when I was eating 5 pani puris, I'll eat like with 2 hands, I immediate. And after 10 pani puris, I'll reduce my speed. After 15 pani puris, I'll reduce some more speed. After 20 pani puris, I'll reduce some more. And then I'll take some time to eat. Why? It is overloading. So when it is overloaded, what is your application speed, application stability? It matters to us. So that is what the stability will talk about. Stability will talk about. The more important is scalability. Scalability means it should increase and it should decrease. Example, now I have one server which it can take the load of 1,000 users. Okay. Now immediately I have 2,000 users. What it need to do? It need to spin up another server so that 1,000 users to here and 1,000 users to here. If I go for 3,000 users, immediately it need to spin up another server and then it will give the 1,000 users to here. Now 3,000 users come to 100 users. Immediately it need to destroy these two servers and it need to serve with only one server. Auto scaling, the scalability, when there is a load, see now that is where, right, at 12 o'clock now we've shown that thing, right? Immediately there are a lot of people. When the users are increasing, by default it need to spin up with a different server to load the handle this one. It is very simple example, guys. You just go for a hotel. If you go alone, only one bearer will come or server will come and then he will take your order. If you are going with 30 people, so we'll have 5-6 servers so that he can come and serve you, to make it fast. The same way, when the load is increasing, there would be an auto scaling and auto auto upgrading and degrading. Means it will spin up the new instances and it will spin off the new instances. So that is scalability. So these all things we can do it with the help of performance testing. So that is what the performance. Performance is one of the key metrics of any particular application for the quality of that particular application. So that is where the performance sits here. So we have been discussed about, by the way, the performance also. And the most important thing is security. Example, so I think this bug is fixed here, guys. Whenever we are very cautious in talking about the security testing or the things which I'm trying to show it, never try this. Never try this, because your systems would be under monitoring. You think that my own laptop, who will monitor? Don't think. Everyone laptop is already hacked and all your things are compromised. Every data of yours, it is very easy to get it. Every system, whatever the laptops, whatever the mobile phones you are using it, already it is hacked. First, you need to understand that. Okay, and few things which I wanted to show it to you. So these are the real-time bugs. Okay, now you've seen it for this one, right? See, it's a very simple 1 minute thing which I'm trying to do it. So now you think about the capacity of the hackers. You seen it? What is the price of this mobile? What is the price of this mobile now? And I can go and buy for 1 rupee, right? Now this bug is fixed. So previously this bug is there. So now what I'll try to do, I'll just go and then I'll change this one. Okay, and I'll add to the cart. Where is add to cart? Add to cart, and I can go and buy it. This is a proper transaction, very proper transaction, and it will order will place, it will deliver to the respective addresses. It's a very simple one example which I shown you. Even now for certain retail websites, this is how they will be doing it. Some Sri Lankan retail were there, they have this problem. And you know Book My Show, right? Book My Show. So in the Book My Show, I'll not say which card is that. Okay, for one card, even this bug is still, it's there before 3 months, but I didn't test it now. Before 3 months, there is a bug. If you book with a particular, if you wanted to book something, so for an example, now I wanted to book this particular ticket, right? So now randomly I was just trying to do it. So now when I was trying to do this, it will say that we will be having the offers, right? So if I wanted to buy with this one, we'll be having the offers. Okay, so now what would be the offers for this one is, if I go with the cards, debit or credit cards, if I book with the some bank card, you'll be getting 200 rupees gift voucher and flat 150 rupees discount. Okay, I booked this till payment. When the transaction was going on, you'll be seeing the transaction under progress, right? Transaction under progress. If I click that one, no. If I click that one as no, then the payment will be, transaction will be cancelled. My money will be debited back to my card, right? Everyone understand the scenario, right? I was trying to make the payment. I went till the transaction under progress. And there it will say that don't refresh. What I'll do, wantedly I refresh it so that the transaction would be cancelled. My money will be debited back to my credit card. Plus whatever that 150 rupees bonus plus that gift card, both things will come to me. Very small bug. Small bug. It gives this. And very simple. Whenever you enter your card number, whenever you are entering your name, expiry date, CCV number, that would be feeding in my notepad by default. So if you are entering something like, hey, here you are entering that 4561, as soon as you're entering this is not my number, okay, some random number, I entered it, right? So this particular number already it entered to me. And anyways, I'll send you one small good morning message. You just click on that good morning message, done. I'll install RCA, remote code execution. So with this one, so RCE, remote code execution, so that will gives me wherever you are, whatever chatting you're doing, WhatsApp, what phones, means SMS, everything I can read. OTPs, it is not really required. With a simple one small message, you click on one link, enough. That day, you're gone. And every day we will click some thousands and thousands, means some thousands and thousands people are hacking your system. And we think that our internet, we will not share our password. I need to use my internet. Already your internet is compromising. Your internet, your IP address, your phone, your laptop, everything is hacked. But only one thing is, they will not touch us because it doesn't make any big difference for them. If you're having some lakhs and crores of rupees in your accounts, then they will be trying to do it. But some good people will be there to save us. Anonymous groups and your mobile phone companies. You think that I'll go and buy China phone, it is cheaper. Always you remember that who will be safeguarding your data is your company, your mobile phone companies. Example, you are using Samsung is protecting you. iPhone is protecting your data. Your mobile phone companies are the ones which it is protecting your data. Okay, I was slightly deviating. Why I'm saying these all examples, because you need to understand that one small issue, it compromises all your data, your customers data, your customer CCV number. And for an example, you just think about it. Now this guy is there, right? North Korean president. So Kim is there, right? He hacked all the hospitals applications, right? The most important in US or in other countries, the most important is the health records, the patient health records, and complete the data they have been stolen, and then now they are going to search it back. However we do, it can be, means it can be hacked, but the minimum security things we need to maintain it, right? Minimum secure things. And many of the people, right? So SpiceJet, many of the times it went for one of the hacker who taken flight tickets for throughout India for some thousands of trips for 1 rupee. I shown you now just one simple example. And Tatkal tickets. So one of the guy who blocked Tatkal ticket every day morning 10 to 10:15 the server. Only he can book the tickets. None of others can book the tickets. He blocked the server. So now it will go, it will crash. It will go, it will hang. But for him, only he can get the tickets booking. And you know what? Within a month, we can learn and we can do that. It's not even a big deal. Very simplest things. The security is the most complicated and very important thing. Even Google recently hacked it. So Google is one of the top most company who hacks the complete data of us. Right? Every day if you're going walking, by 5:30 it will give you an alarm. Hey, go at 5:30 for your walking. And it will give you the direction where you to go. If you book a particular flight ticket, it will give you the alert. And it's very simple. If you keep your phone in your room, and then if you're talking, hey, I need to go for Maldives, immediately you'll get the Maldives alert. Where is privacy? Where is this? So always be cautious. Any application which you are installing in your mobile phones, so that is having the security threat. Even for Swiggy, same Swiggy app logo and everything, just they will change some slight different logo and add one more S. Gone. Once you install, then that was a malware. So there are a lot of things. So now why I'm saying is, when you're testing your application, the most important things, these are the things which you need to do it. And for many of these OTT platforms, we no need to buy the subscription. That can be easily hacked for many of the OTTs. Because I'm currently working for an OTT, I'm seeing that what are the threats are there. Easily I can upgrade for the golden package without paying a single pie. Just a subscription change. That's a security threat, security hack. So security is, that's the reason it sits on the top of the pyramid. The most important thing, the authentication, authorization. Authorization means whether you are authorized person to enter into the system or not. And authentication, whether you have the right credentials to do it or not. So there are lots and lots of things. If you compromise in testing, The complete application is compromised in testing. And these are the people, there is no need to pay for them salaries. They earn in the Bitcoins. You know, right? 1 Bitcoin, how much it is. They earn in the Bitcoins. And these guys are paid hourly. Highest paid. You think that developers are, the people will think that, hey, politicians are earning more money, some crores and crores of money. These guys can earn some thousands and thousands of crores in day. In 1 day. Not even 1 day, hour. Recently, we got the ransomware. I don't know how many people we have heard about it. Ransomware is nothing but I randomly select one company. I say that Inky Pinky Ponky, okay, for this company, I'll send the ransomware. Just I send a mail, it will go, it attacks the complete company. And to release this particular data, I enter to their company, I block their content, I block their complete information, and then I'll ask them, if you give me money so that I'll release your data, or else I'll not do. And he need to give me the digital currency saying that I need to buy some Bitcoins on my transaction ID. This is recently before 1 year ransomware. So your application is a gateway. Means for an example, now I wanted to attack Amazon, or I wanted to attack Flipkart. How I can go and attack? Or I wanted to attack Book My Show. I can't go to their servers or systems. I'll attack from here itself. From the web application, from the front end UI, from the UI itself, I will go and attack them. So previously, the people will kidnap and ask for money. The same way, here we will kidnap the data and everything we will do it. And then we'll ask money. A single chair, we can do all those things. I think recently there is a web series, Fingertip. See that. It is very advanced, very advanced. Whatever your mobile phone you're using it, whatever your desktop you're using it, everything can be compromised on because of these applications. If your application you not tested properly, you given it. Because of Book My Show, your system can be hacked. Whoever using Book My Show, you will be hacked. I'm not saying Book My. I'm just randomly saying the example Book My Show. I'm not saying that because of Book My Show your system would be hacked. No. I'm saying that if your application, some application which you tested, which is not properly securely tested, because of that application, whoever opens that particular website, they can be hacked. The popular websites are what? Ola, Swiggy, Flipkart, Amazon. So that what it will happen, some crores of people will open this one, and all the crores of people who open this URL, then they are compromised. Compromised means they are hacked. If they open that in the mobile phone is hacked. If they open in the desktop is hacked. All your data credentials, you'll keep in one folder saying that passwords, all your passwords, bank names and everything, you'll keep it, and then passwords you'll be keeping there. All things, all files, they'll take it up. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the time. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I didn't see the time. Okay, cool. So this is what the non-compactability means, the compactability testing, which we, or sorry, security testing, which we are talking about it. So these are the 4 factors which would be false as part of NFR. So we discussed the functional testing and then NFR testing. So these things will be continued on Monday. So from